Okay, so as you can see from this 911 behind me here, whenever it's sort of convenient and safe to do so, when we're polishing a vehicle, we'll remove things like the lights and the rear spoiler section so that we can gain better access to parts of the car and properly clean and properly polish all those areas. This might be a little bit daunting to people who haven't worked on these sort of cars before, haven't had to remove these parts of the car before. So I thought I'd put together a quick video to show you how to refit the parts and obviously reverse the process and remove the parts, so that if you want to do this to your vehicles, you can do so quite easily. So here we go. I actually didn't remove the rear light so that I could clean and polish in here, even though now that I've got access to it, I have done. I actually did it because this area here and the same above, when the light cluster is back in there, you can actually still see a bit of dirt and grime in there. So I removed it just to do the edges, and then of course, because I'm a detailer, I got a bit carried away and started cleaning and polishing inside there as well. With the rear spoiler, this part was removed so that we could get access to up here on the rear engine lid, and also access to here so that we could polish that. Also the added benefit if we can now polish the underside of the spoiler before we put it back in place. And the same can be said as well for the side repeaters. Again, when the side repeaters are in place, you could see a line of grime underneath them. So once we remove them, we can clean and polish this area. And again, the added benefit of doing behind them. And the headlights were the same story. You could see a line around the edges where the grime was sitting, and again, once we've removed them, it made sense to give it a quick clean and a polish inside. So I'll start off by putting the headlights in first and show you how they go in and out. Okay, so fitting and removing Porsche headlights is really simple. There's no wires, there's nothing to worry about. The plug is actually on the back and the plug's fitted up in there. So it's as simple as there's a lug here and a lug here, and there's two little runners inside the headlight housing. So just ensure that you line up those lugs on the runner, push it back, and as it goes back, you need to put a little bit of pressure on the bottom of the light to make sure the second set of lugs go into the right position. And then it literally just falls into place. So once you've got the light into place, you'll find this little tool in the toolbox in the car, and then you use this tool to secure it into place. And you do this by pulling this part of the carpet down, and you'll find this hole. Tool goes into the hole. You just need to line it up. You just need to line it up with the hole. There we go, with the hole on the other side of the wing, and then you twist. There you go. You twist until you find the right part, and then bit difficult with a phone in your hand at the same time, but twist into place and you'll hear a click, and that is one headlight refitted. So obviously to remove the headlight, you just reverse the process. So get your little tool, get this plastic lug and screw. There we go. Pull the carpet down a little bit. Place that into the right hole, and then turn until you hear a click, and you'll see the light already begins to pop out, and you can get your fingers in there. And then it's a case of just gently watch the paint work, so gently pull and remove, and there's one headlight. So I just realised I should probably show you what it is this little tool's actually doing. But as you turn that tool, it turns this little bar in the back of the headlight, which then locks the headlight into place. So a really simple design. I say the plug for the headlight's back there, and it plugs itself in, so there's no wires to worry about either. Once you've got the lights back in place, there should be these rubber grommets. They go in these holes, obviously to stop any water ingress. And then these plastic clips onto there to hold the carpet back in place. Okay, next up I'll show you how to do the side repeaters and the front fog lights. Okay, so first up, refitting the front fog lights. Again, really simple. This time there is a little bit of wiring that you're going to have to put back into place, but they're only plugs that are plug and play. Okay, so there's 2 plugs that need to be refitted. Here. Simple as... well, simple as... push on until you hear a click, and the same with the little side repeater one. Sorry, 3 plugs that need to be refitted. There's one hiding from you in there. This wire as well here, there's a channel that you need to put it into on the light. It just holds it in place, just to keep it a bit neater. This last plug, the wire's not very long on it, so you'll need to have it almost in place before you put it in. Make sure the little drainage pipe is pushed in behind there. Make sure that goes in. If you put it into place, like so, try and put this side in first, and then this side clicks into position like so, and that's it, back in. Just give it a little bit of a pull, make sure it is all secure, but that's fine. So I'll show you how to remove that as well now. You need a plastic trim tool, make sure there's no rough edges or sharp parts on it that could damage the paint. Get the thinnest edge you can get. This top inside corner, literally just put it in, give it a push, and it'll come out so far, and then you just put it in again for a secondary one, and there we go. Simple as that to remove. And back in, nice and easy. Okay, side repeaters. These are really easy. So to put them back in, make sure you've got your wire. Plug that back in. And then you want to put the front side in first. So put the front side in, make sure it's in position, and then the back side, literally just click. Again, nice and secure, quick and easy. So to remove these, you don't quite reverse the process on these ones for removal. A lot of people tend to just pull it from this side, but if you do that, you'll bend the clips and it'll then rattle. Looks like this one may have actually had that done in the past. Obviously, the more times it's done, the more the clip will bend and the more it will rattle. The proper way to do it is to actually pull it towards you a bit as much as you can do, then get your fingers in at that end. Takes a little bit of effort on this one, and then release this front side first, and then it just comes out simple as that. The reason you do it that way is because this clip at the back here is spring loaded. Might be able to see it a bit better there, not really, but that clip at the back is spring loaded, so when you pull it this way, you're springing it as it should do. You then release the plastic clip from the front, and then once you've got to this point, to get the wire out is as simple as push that clip in and pull. So. It's just a little confusing because the wiring is actually easier to work when the repeater's upside down. But putting it back in, put the front in first, and you'll hear the spring on the clip as it goes in. There we go, all done. Rear lights next. Again, some genius Porsche manufacturing going on with these. So lift the tailgate. Go and get a tail light. Here's one I prepared earlier. So on these, there's only the one plug to worry about. They give you plenty of spare wire on these as well, which is nice. So clip the wire back in. You'll see here and on that side, there's some little grommets that you just slide the lights onto. Simple as that. And then to secure in place, there's just a little Phillips screw. It goes in there, and that secures it. So yeah, just that Phillips screw in the middle is what secures it. These two are actually for the mounting grommets, so you don't touch them. Just remove this one Phillips screw, and then the whole light comes out as a complete unit. And then we come on to the spoiler. For this one, all you need is an Allen key and patience, plenty of patience. There's just 3 holes in the bottom, as you can see, and brackets on the uprights of the spoiler. So it's a case of just line the holes up, get the nuts, well, get the bolt to go back in, and put the bolt in. The reason you need so much patience is because you can't just spin the Allen key, because it'll obviously hit the uprights of the car. So what you need to do is literally a quarter of a turn at a time on all 6 bolts. Like I say, nice and easy, just takes a little bit of time to do it. So simple, place it in place and then get busy with the bolts. So this is easier to do if you just move the boot lid up and down and you can work on it. But obviously put a couple of the bolts in first, or in this case I've put all 6 of them in and finger tighten them, just to make sure that when you open the boot lid, the top of the deck doesn't fall off, because that's the last thing you want. So make sure you've got that secured before you lift it up and start tightening up. You get the idea. You don't need to watch all this. I'll bring it back when everything's put back together. There we go. 997 GT3 with tail lights, side repeaters, headlights, front fog lights, rear spoiler, all back in place. So if you'd like this video with a little bit of how-to and tricks and tips, let me know in the comments below. If there's anything else you'd like me to give you little hints on, little tricks of the trade, I'd be more than happy to do so. Thanks. Bye.